Explosive testimony at the State Capture Commission has shocked and angered people across the country, but it's not enough. Chairperson of the Commission, Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, says he needs more people to come forward. He spoke to Newsnight's Vuyo Mvoko.
It's difficult to be sure exactly what the reasons are, but I can imagine that some of the reasons are that some people who might have knowledge of the kind of information and incidents that the Commission is interested in, some of the people who have knowledge of that information might be fearful that if they disclose certain information about certain people, they may be harmed, or that they may lose their jobs, depending on where they work. So there may be those, but also some people, I think, initially thought that maybe these commissions are not helpful, so that might have discouraged some people. But I believe that when it comes, certainly in regard to the commission that I chair, because that's the one that I've really been involved in, I believe that people have seen that what has been coming out there reveals that the people who are in the commission are working very hard to dig deep and try and get more and more evidence of wrongdoing, of corruption, allegations of state capture. And I think that by now there should be more people who are interested in cooperating with the Commission and giving the Commission evidence. Of course, there are a number of people who have come forward, and we are grateful to them, including some ministers who have come forward, some past directors general, and at least I can remember a deputy director general who has given evidence in regard to matters that they had personal knowledge of. I'm very grateful for those, but I do believe that there are still many people, especially when one talks about past and present ministers, past and present DGs, deputy DGs, national government departments and provincial government departments, CEOs of parastatals who haven't come forward and who must be knowing something about state capture and about corruption. So I would like to appeal to everyone, but I'm not talking simply about those high-ranking people. I'm talking about everyone, because there must be many people who know a lot of things that happened, but for one or other reasons haven't come forward. We would like them to come forward. We believe that the levels of corruption in our country have reached completely unacceptable proportions. Of course, the allegations of state capture is something of serious concern to many of us. It should be something of serious concern to all of us. And we want people to come forward, because without people cooperating with the process, with the Commission, and coming forward, the Commission can't be successful. And we want it to be successful because we are building our country to be a better country. A country with these kinds of levels of corruption is not the kind of country that we can be proud of. And nobody's going to build it for us to be a better country. Only we can do that. And we would like people to come forward and help us.
And Justice Zondo had this to say about Jacob Zuma's statement that he hasn't been implicated in state capture.
With regard to the former president, he is entitled to say, I take the view that I'm not implicated by this particular witness, but as the Commission, we are entitled to take our own view as well. And we are looking at all the evidence, and everyone that we believe has important information about what we are investigating will be asked to come and share that information with us, with the Commission, and be questioned. So he is entitled to say, I take the view that I'm not implicated. That's fine. The Commission will look at the statements that have been given, and then the statements that will still be given, and take a view with regard to whether it believes that he is implicated or should come forward. I have said already that certainly he was the head of state during the time when a lot of things are alleged to have happened. He would have to come forward. I believe, from what I was told by his lawyers, that he will cooperate, and if asked to come to the commission, he would come. So definitely, I believe that everyone who has important information that relates to what we are investigating will come and present evidence in the commission and be questioned. Now, with regard to certain ministers who have said, well, I know some people, and they have not given the names. We have not sometimes insisted that they give those names because sometimes they have said so in circumstances where the statements that they had given to the evidence leaders and the investigators did not include those names. And the idea has not been to leave things just like that hanging, but the idea has been that subsequently the investigators and the evidence leaders can then look into that, investigate, and in due course, if something is found that is relevant for the commission, come back, and then those people could be called. But the point you raise is quite also important, because we have a situation where there are lots of people who say they don't want corruption. They are fighting corruption. But it's not in what we say, it's in what we do that we are going to find assistance as far as the commission. Now, when some of the witnesses who have given evidence, I have said to them, one of the things that I will have to look at some stage in the work of the commission is who could have done what to assist and to prevent or arrest state capture. And I would look at certain bodies, certain organizations, certain government functionaries, and so on. And in this regard, one certainly can look at the ruling party, the governing party, to say it had been voted into power by the electorate of South Africa. It had one of its members, its leader as the president. It had ministers. When did they get to see that there were certain problems as the governing party? And what did they do? All of those issues need to be looked at. Parliament, it has oversight functions over government. When did it become aware? What did it do? We are going to need that everybody should really support the commission, not so much by what they say, but by what they do to support the commission.
That's our show for tonight. News is next.